learning, digital form, digital mode. You may talk about as alternative or other way of receiving education, distance education. So the concept comes to our mind. What actually the alternative education is? What is this? So as you can say very simply, an alternative education is a program of study for students that need specialized instruction outside of the traditional educational setting. We are learning through massive open online courses, MOOCs, SWAYAM platform. We are learning through Google Meet, conferences, through certain webinars, e-conferences we are attending. So we are not really regularly going to school to attend, or you are not regularly coming to any institution to have a course. So the region of alternative education can be is a wide and varied as the number of students enrolled in educational setting. You know, so as important as it is to strive with all due diligence to educate special needs students, it is just important to identify and educate a risk student as well. When because of the matter is that when the disabled peoples are not enough ready to avail the facilities as well to come to the institution without any kind of hamper. So they are facing some issues, difficulties, and the other mode of facilities for those who are physically challenged, those who are blind, those who are intellectually challenged, those who are impaired. We can say in the form of those who are special needs, they need some special needs because it is important for them to get education or getting education, but in another way, alternative way. It is just an important to identify and educate the risk student as well. It is very much important, and we are also doing well nowadays. Okay. The question comes to our mind. Alternative education settings strive to teach the required curriculum as well as address those areas where the students are struggling. The sole purpose of alternative education is what? Is to remove the barrier. What kind of barrier? The barrier faced by the learners, the students achieving the curriculum, what kind of curriculum they are not getting easily. Where the students are facing issues, they are not getting easily. Any other way, maybe. ମୁଁ ତୁମକୁ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ ଗୋଟେ ଦେବି ଯେ ଆମକୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ ପଲିସି ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଆସିଲା ଦୋଜ୍ ହୁ ଆର୍ ଭେରି ୱେଲ୍ ଫିଜିକାଲ ହେଲ୍ଥ ଯାହା ଠିକଠାକ ଅଛି ଯେ ଆଖି ଅଛି ନାକ ଅଛି କାନ ଅଛି ଆଖି ଅଛି ଯାହାର ଭିଜନ ପାୱାର ଅଛି ସେ ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟଟାକୁ ପଢ଼ିକି ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ବୁଝିପାରିଲା ଯାହାର ଆଖି ନାହିଁ ସେ କେମିତି ପଢ଼ିବ So, Government of India also facilitated in the audio form, in Hindi form, in English form, both are there. You can download the chapters, then you can listen. So, alternative ways to get education where there is problem. So, when the students are facing issues, they are struggling. So, good education means to address those issues, to solve the problems, to minimize the gap between the normal and the abnormal persons, or you may say the normal and the Divyang individuals. Most of it has been seen that alternative education programs are put in place for students with behavioral disorders, those who are saying behavioral issues, certain psychological barriers. So it is the goal of alternate education is what to continue to meet the students' educational needs as well as help the students to correct her behavior or his behavior. and ready, make him ready for the future days, future ରେ ଭଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ୍ ଲର୍ନ କରିବ, ଭଲ କ୍ୱାଲିଫାଏଡ୍ ପର୍ସେଣ୍ଟ ହେବ, ବହୁତ କିଛି ନ୍ୟୁ ସେ ଆଚିଭ୍ କରିବ। So taking all those things into the mind and target, so we have developed this alternative education, and it is very much important to need to fulfill the need of the students those who are suffering. And the new concept or come sustainable education is there. Uh, you know what special education facilities there, isn't it? So what are the characteristics of alternative in education? The first purpose or characteristics you may say that universalization of education. And you know that due to this kind of issues or problems, you may say, availability of facilities, adequate amount, ଆମେ facility ଦେଇପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ, those who are in different areas. What we have target to fulfill the goals of government of India, you may say, as well as government of Odisha, are working a lot. But the whole purpose is what? Alternative education is bringing universalization of elementary education. Another important thing. Second, learner centered and flexible for the learner. Education, when someone is not getting admitted in university or college, it will failed, and she is doing master degree or post graduation in this in you may say any other distance mode, maybe your IGNU. So it is a opportunity for the students to have a qualification or a degree, because making the education more flexible, more easy, reachable, and convenient for them. Third thing is involvement of education, different types of education. Involvement of different types of education. You mean what kind of education? Right, like formal, informal, non-formal education, skill-based education, life skill education. So it will be very much helpful for the students or the peoples, those who are involved, those who are engaging in the regular course, or maybe others, those who are challenged or not admitted any institution, what they need, they demand, and they feel that I have to take admission and I have to complete a course, isn't it? And alternative education, it is a very very systematic one. You have to, just like regular system, we have to face exams, you have to write assignments, you have to put it, and the assessment will be done properly accordingly in time, right? Then the alternative education is recognized as a formal education. Now the government of India, and you have also written some documents are provided by University Grants Commission UGC as well. Ministry of Human Resource Development. You go to the websites and you will follow, will guide enough idea regarding this. Fourth thing is curriculum and teaching methods according to the pace age of learner. What will happen through the alternative form of education means the student will not go to the institution. The institution will come to the student. according to the pace, need, interest of the learner, education will be ତମର ଯାହା ଆଗ୍ରହ ଅଛି ତମେ ସେୟା ପଢିବ। ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟ ସିଟ୍ ମିଳିଲାନି, ଓକେ, another way but we can learn, and each of the learner very simply, without any strictness, without any barrier, she can enroll, she can admit, and can do course and complete the course, receive the degrees with award with rewards. So it is a supplement of regular formal education system, you may say. It's kind of supplementary, and is also playing also very important role. It provides opportunity to grow. We are also ready that maximum people are being benefited through the use of through admitting in different distance courses. They're getting benefited through this. So definitely it provides certain opportunity to grow, to learn, to develop, to be employed, to earn many more. And the important thing is the use of educational technology maximum for they have to report assignments in digital form, they have to do some presentations, they have to do some tasks, assignments, proposals, and they have to prepare it, they have to submit, they have to conduct some researches. So through these activities, their knowledge about technology has been evolved. Right? It happens, and you may say it is a regular basis process, and it is also very much important for the learner self, because she is or he is learning self regularly, she is learning, right? So the matter is that use of educational technology enhancing the potentiality of the learners, and the alternative education is another way which helps the learners to learn better, and it is they are getting directly by sitting in the home, writing assignments, reporting it, and certain physical, physical exams they have to face, and no formal schooling is there or education is there. If we talk about the need and importance of alternative education, you will get it the history here. Need and importance of alternative education, how it is important. You just see the picture for a different purpose in different stages of our life. It educates the individual in a very significant way, because when we have alternative, so we feel better, isn't it? Means there's the opportunity, facility, and a kind of happiness among the people, right? So you can easily develop this good qualities for a learner having this amount of opportunities. First one we will talk about. So it, you know, explosion of knowledge, right? So when there is limited seat admission, limited amount of facilities are there, the people are not getting proper facilities. Those who are interested to join in a course but the seat already filled, so how will take the admission? So she will wait for another year to complete the degree? No, definitely alternative education, the importance it tries to and it trying regularly on the basis of explosion of knowledge. And me too also, I want to develop my knowledge in any in the field of economics, or my interest in chemistry, suppose I want to do. So I have to take care of this paper, I have can admit in economics or anything else, and I will develop the knowledge in that regard. So definitely it's exposing the knowledge among the learners. Second thing is population explosion is there. You know that why it is important, and enough number of people are there, but not enough amount of colleges and universities are there to take admission to get a seat. Limited seats are there, but unlimited candidates are there, people are there, students are there, those who are applying in a regular basis. So it is important matter of concern, right? So another thing that is easy access. Accessibility is very simple for them to have a course in alternative method. And we can say that there is variety of needs, varied needs. Some people are interested in English, some people are interested in sociology, some interested in education, some are in psychology. So a university or a institution usually not cater all the needs of varieties of peoples. Suppose 10 peoples having 10 different types of their needs to do a course. But when there's alternative form, so they can admit it easily and they will get benefited. Fine. Opportunity for improving the qualifications, definitely. It is improving the qualities, the talents of the pupils, having additional knowledge, additional information, additional ideas regarding a subject as well, societal experiences. Fine. So you can accept that alternate education importance also improving, because it is improving the qualifications of you. Suppose some of you are in any job and you are doing also this course, you are improving qualifications and you will be eligible for another degree, another job in your future, recent future. And you know that through this you are learning as well as you are earning. Learning in the digital form, you are doing a job, you are working, you are earning something, as well you are learning also. So those who are in a job, those who are in any offices working, so they are also learning while earning, earning while learning. And this is not education is not for, it's not for specific age. The alternative form of education is not for specific age, but it is for different ages. Any number of stages of people in different age groups, there are some provisions for people they can take admission and they will be benefited on the basis of their eligibility. Right. So We can say not only these things, but also we can say that education throughout the life, it is a continuous process. We can say how you can enroll in a course without having any kind of distance, any kind of barriers, any kind of age restrictions. Definitely, when we engage in a course and we learn, that's why it is continuous and throughout the life. And it's an opportunity those people, those who are adults, but they're not ready to come adult education centers or MSc school, university, they are not ready because their age have already passed. So at the home, they can earn it, they can achieve a degree, they can do it course, and they can have a credit on certain course. They can explore their talents which is hidden among them. And we can say it is to educate the adults another important thing. Next is the balance between urban and rural areas. So it is not taking about that urban people will admit this person and rural people will admit this person. Those who are urban, they are getting more facilities, more university colleges are there, more facilities are there, they are getting admitted and their seats filled. But those are in rural area, so they may not be getting proper opportunities. But with the help of alternative form of education, they are getting the same benefits, equal treatment given to them. And maximum people you will see that those who are in rural world, they are in distance degrees. Age of admission also. No restriction, no strictness. There is some facilities, flexibility of taking admission in institutions. Hassle-free admission is there, and you have to inform rules, regulations, the admission criteria protocol you have to follow. But there is ease of admission, no certain strictness. And the final thing is that is the education for region is universal education, education for all without any kind of discrimination, any kind of barrier, health, status, economic status, culture, religion, caste, creed, sex, gender, a place of birth, or any kind of differences is not noted here. Fine. So this we can talk about so very very important and needful things for the alternative education, right? Then see actually the aims of education here. The aims of what kind of education? The aims of alternative education. It is making all education, education for all, without any kind of bias, without any kind of strictness, without any kind of barriers, with any kind of admission criteria or any issues. So without any discrimination, all are welcomed to take admission, to have a course, and can achieve a degree easily. So the sole purpose for this is education for all. And the second thing we can talk about the expansion of education. It is also it is trying to develop the expansion of education, grading education. ଯେତିକି ଲୋକ କ୍ଲାସରେ ପଢୁଥିଲେ ବହୁତ କମ୍, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏଜୁକେସନଟା ଆମେ ଟିକେ alternative form we can providing them, they are getting easily it. And the expansion of education is being also developing. We cannot regret here. When the education is developing, the expansion of education is growing on, people are being cultured, they are developing so many good ideas from different sources. So development of national consciousness is also increasing. And we can say that the alternative education is also bringing the national the development of national consciousness. They are acquiring so many informations, ideas, and many more with the help of these things. Right. So we can say very easily that education is based on equality. We cannot say that SC ରୁ ଏତିକି ପିଲା admission କରିବେ, ST ରୁ ଏତିକି ପିଲା admission କରିବେ, କି OBC general ଏତିକି ପିଲା admission କରିବେ ପରେ online or ପରେ degree, IGNOU ହଉ, any other. So you are very free without any kind of reservation policy. Education based on the equality and everybody is getting the same facility. When I am saying, I am not thinking about that siege from Yamjor, I will teach him well, or someone is from UP or another state, another district of Odisha, so I will tell him or her slow. No, it's education based on the basis of equality, education for all without any kind of error. When you are doing a degree and you are lessing less amount, your admission in fee is very less, course completion fee is very, very less, reducing the cost of education, isn't it? We are acquiring, you are achieving degrees in very less cost, but we have also saving our time also, isn't it? We are through sitting in a place or doing earning something and we are acting, we are also developing our intelligence, our creativity, our level, exploring our knowledge. So it is definitely reducing the cost of education. We should be focused on that. Not only reducing the cost of education, but also we can say that it is also bringing development of vocational skills, right? So some amount of courses has been designed and developed by the course designer, curricularists in the form of alternative education. They are being developed, the quality is being nurtured, and they are being able enough to develop the skill and training in vocational education or vocational skills they are being developed and they are earning it later life. Continuity in educational program. So it also bringing continuity in educational program. Suppose we have and you are not get any seat in any institution, university, you have to take admission, but you skid. By chance, you have done something wrong in your application form when you are applying, or you failed to produce, or you have failed to attend the day in admission, you missed it. So it is facility for you, the alternative education, that you can bring continuity in the educational career, educational program. It is bringing, making the system very closer, very near to us. Next is that all-round development. We are very ready. We are saying we are sure, and also bringing some amount of development, all-round development. There are technological development, skill development, coach, professional development, coach, moral development, personal development, isn't it? So it is very much ample. And you can talk about the types of alternative education. Very purely, we can discuss here that in distance education is there, informal education is there, adult education is there, and in distance education, there's correspondence education, and open education, BMO, or you may say IGNO is there, Indira Gandhi National Open University. An informal form we can talk about religious institutions, family, nature, etc. ଆମେ ସବୁ କିଛି ଘରୁ ଶିଖିଥାନ୍ତି ବହୁତ କିଛି ସ୍କୁଲରେ ଆମକୁ ଶିଖାଯାଏନି ବିହେଭିୟର ମ୍ୟାଚୁରିଟି how to work, how to do something in your life. So many things we learn from our home, religious institutions. ମନ୍ଦିର ଉପରେ ଜୋତା ବାହାର କରିକି ଯିବ, ମତେ ହାତ ଯୋଡ଼ିକି ନମସ୍କାର କରିବ, ଏ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିରେ କାହାକୁ କେମିତି ରେସ୍ପେକ୍ଟ ଦେବ. We think we see in informal way many things. And adult education center also there, schools, adult education center there, colleges, small institutions, companies, libraries. So we are learning so many things in our day-to-day life through the types of alternative education. Right? Okay. Then how we learn certain things from the uh, alternative education. Is there any rudimentary or learning sources for the for the alternative education in alternative education? Definitely there is. We can talk about that self instruction material, isn't it? You can develop self through interaction, through knowing, through attending the classes, and you are getting enough books and pamphlets in different forms, hmm, audiovisual materials where you can get it on different websites, applications. You are getting some recordings, chart, graph, or models. You are also knowing the alternative form of education. You are ଆମେ କ'ଣ ସବୁବେଳେ ଖାଲି କ୍ଲାସରେ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ଶୁଣୁଛନ୍ତି ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି। ହୁଁ, ଆମେ କିଛି ପାମ୍ପଲେଟ୍ ଦେଖିକି କାନ୍ଥରେ ଗୋଟେ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ମରା ହେଇଛି କୋଉଠି ତାକୁ ସେଥିରେ ବି ଲର୍ନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ କ'ଣ କିଏ କହିଛନ୍ତି, କିଏ କୋଟ୍ କହିଛନ୍ତି, କୋଉ କବି କ'ଣ କହିଛନ୍ତି, କୋଉ ଦେଶଭକ୍ତ କ'ଣ ସ୍ଲୋଗାନ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି। ଆମେ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଭଲ ଜାଗାରେ ଭଲ କୋଡ୍ ଦେଖନ୍ତି, ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଗଲାବେଳେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ଦ୍ରୁତ ଗତି ମହାବିପତ୍ତି ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟିଭ ଅଫ୍ ଏଜୁକେସନ୍। ସେଥିରେ ଆମେ ଜାଣିଲେ ସଡ଼କ ସୁରକ୍ଷା ଜୀବନ ରକ୍ଷା ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ବି ଜାଣିଲେ। ହେଲମେଟ ପିନ୍ଧ ଜୀବନ ରଖ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ବି ଜାଣିଲେ। ସୋ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଫିଜିକାଲି ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ସେଲ୍ଫ ଇନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ସନ୍ ଦେଉଛନ୍ତି, ବୁକ୍ସ ପଢ଼ୁଛନ୍ତି, ପାମ୍ପଲେଟ୍ସ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି। ଆନାଉନ୍ସ ପାଇଁ କୋଭିଡରୁ ତମକୁ ଗାଡ଼ି ଆସିକି ଆନାଉନ୍ସ କରୁଛି ଘରେ ରୁହନ୍ତୁ, ମାସ୍କ ପିନ୍ଧନ୍ତୁ, କରୋନା ଟୀକା ନିଅନ୍ତୁ, କୋଭିଡ ଟୀକା ନିଅନ୍ତୁ, ସୁସ୍ଥ ରୁହନ୍ତୁ। ତ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଫର୍ମ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ଚାର୍ଟସ ଅଲସୋ ୱି ହାଭ୍ ସିନ୍। ଆମେ ପିଲାର କ୍ଲାସରେ ପଢ଼ିଲା ବେଳେ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଚାର୍ଟ ଗ୍ରାଫ ମଡେଲ ବି ଦେଖାଉଛନ୍ତି। ପିଲାମାନେ ସେ ଚାର୍ଟ ହଉ ଗ୍ଲୋବ ହଉ କି ମାନଚିତ୍ର ହଉ ସେଥିରୁ ଦେଖିକି ସେମାନେ ଲର୍ନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଦେ ଆର୍ ଗେଟିଂ ଦି ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟିଭ ଫର୍ମ ଏଜୁକେସନ। ନା ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ସବୁ କଥା ତମକୁ କହିବି ଏମିତି ହୁଏ କି? ତମେ ବିଭିନ୍ନ କଥା ଘରୁ ବାପାଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ ଶିଖ, ମାଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ ବି ଶିଖିଥାଅ। We are also learn from YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or you may say your WhatsApp also you are learning so many things. टीचर मैंने ସହଜରେ ଷ୍ଟଡି ମେଟେରିଆଲ ସହାୟ କରିଦେଲେ, ତମେ ଆରାମସେ ପଢିଲ, ନିଜେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରିଲ। So you are getting benefit and these are the alternative material of study material of alternative education you are getting, right? Magazines in your library, you are following magazines, periodicals, or newspapers, you are getting larger amount of information and ideas from these sports. Modern technology, you are getting so many technologies you are getting through this, isn't it? Modern Android phone, just to take about Android phone, laptops, computers, screens, and any you can say that we're also learning from cinema halls, movie halls. We're also learning from any webinar, seminar, conferences, or international national conferences, right? So there are alternative way of education. Is there enough, right? So, who are the agencies providing the alternative education? Who will provide you this kind of education? Isn't it? Who will provide it? Who will provide this? So when we talk about this, who will provide? You know that school is providing us. School library ଅଛି library so many things ଜାଣୁଛନ୍ତି library we are attending any kind of journals, exhibitions, library, pustak mela hochi. We are also learning. And also, if school is organizing certain amount of exhibitions, seminars, workshops, or school is organizing any kind of competitions, debates, science exhibitions. So also, these are the alternative way for education. Students are getting so many things. They are developing their ideas. So many alternative ways they are learning. Right? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So you know that how it is important that the alternative form of education as well in school and universities. The second thing is community centers. Not only we are learning from our school in formal way, many things in school and colleges we learn. After all, community centers are there. They are also we are learning from society, societal message uh, regarding a society, the development, the political parties, the who are involved, what kind of problems are there in society. So there are also community centers. You know, ଗାଁରେ ସବୁ ଥିବ ତମର ସବୁ କ'ଣଟା କୁହନ୍ତି ଯୁବ ଗୋଷ୍ଠୀ କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ତାପରେ ସ୍ୱୟଂ ସହାୟକ ଗୋଷ୍ଠୀ ସବୁ ଥିବ. So there are certain community centers are there, and also through this we are learning so many things. Educating alternative education is also helping us to how to have a good relation, to establish a good relation with others, how to have a uh, understanding others, how to develop the patience, tolerance, how to develop a quality of understanding self. So many things. And in universities, you know, I am working in university, and you have studied some universities. These are the very generous role playing for developing education alternative form, right? They're conducting larger number of seminars, workshops, new symposiums, and so so discussions, panel discussions, competitions. So they are also learning, fine. And open school and universities also they are organizing larger number of activities and programs, both in open virtual mode and both in physical mode or blended mode. They are also attending the things and they're learning a lot, right? So television and radio are also their agencies, and you know that in there are certain channels, Doordarshan of Government of India. There are some national channels through which the education is provided to the students. Some questions are discussed directly on the basis of syllabus, NCRT or SCRT. Might have listened there. And the another agency for providing alternate education is a library. Library is another best way we can say where we get larger number of informations to collect. Fine. And where there is honey, so there is insects. Like in education field, there is also problems, hurdles and issues are there. So it may be formal, informal education. But if you talk about in the problems of alternative education, the first problem maybe come to a nature. That is improper curriculum. Curriculum is not in proper format and systematically designed. Then the students, those who are enrolled in that alternative course, they may face issues toward completion of the course as well to attend the examinations and having a good academic degree, academic performance. They may face issues. So it should have proper curriculum. If the curriculum improper is there, those who are blind, physically challenged, or somebody else, they cannot read, write, and so there should be any other facility that in other form she can read it with the help of braille. In braille writing should be there. So another problem, lack of suitable teaching methods is there. Another problem is noted or has been pointed out that lack of facilities, suitable teaching, learning materials as well, suitable methods is not available. That how well the learners will be involved and participate in the teaching learning scenario. Fine, because it creating hindrances in the teaching learning paradigms. Then next is your maybe lack of capable teachers. Though in today's also there's insufficient, inefficient teachers are there. They don't know how to use the computers, right? And they don't know how to use the smart boards and develop PowerPoint presentations. Also, they are not capable enough to use the systems. So we need in the digital era, in the era of technology, we need it. So if the adequate and trained teachers are not there, so how they will manage the system, and it may be a problem. The lack of capable teachers is another problem of alternative education. Maybe another is lack of activities and practical experiences. If a person, those who are involved in the system, maybe the stakeholders, student, teacher, or parents, or anybody else. So if they have less amount of experience, practical experiences, lack of activities and practical experiences, though has not aware about the system of education, right? And if you talk about the alternative educations, you are not actually attending the practical classrooms. You are also attending them with virtual form. So there is some lack of practical experiences there and a lack of activity there. Something you are doing now home and you are writing the assignments and you're putting it, but it may be amount of uh, problem, lack of discussion facility there. Because when you direct face-to-face class, so when what kind of questions comes to your mind, you can directly stand and you can ask, sir, I am not getting it. What actually the question is, and other students may be reported, sir, I know this is the form and this is maybe the answer, another answer, and somebody will argue, no, you are wrong, I am on the right. So this is the discussion is very less in this form, right? Through the in the form of alternative education. Next, it's chief quality of study material. So the study material is not getting very well or even very quality standard study material. So they are getting in some courses. What I'm talking about, IGNOU is very excellent in the study materials and very high quality study learning materials providing to all over the country. But some another form is there, they are not getting it properly. Lack of adequate facilities. So, what amount of facilities you are getting in physical and direct classrooms? So, it may be not be in the form of alternative education because there is no physical contact. There is only the contact of vision. But when there is physical contact communication, so it will be more effective and fruitful. So now we'll talk about another thing that is in your current trends in education, right? So for a century, education has more largely unchanged class full of students differing to the wisdom of all-knowing profession has its and many believe will continue to the accepted mode of instruction. Despite many technological advances and the introduction of new pedagogical concepts, the majority of today's classrooms continue to utilize these traditional modes. You know that now we are thinking about some new and innovative strategies should be included, and blended learning form will learn, digital form will learn. So the trend in education is being developed in day by day. Traditional. The world is changing. It's going both smaller and bigger at the same time. Learning we are getting bigger because we are having immersive class. Larger number of students are attending in a class, and we're getting smaller. How we are taking a research in the about the world, how we are getting the idea. Okay, fine. So they can imagine that world is small, not a greater part, but our world shrinks as technology now allow us to communicate both synchronously and asynchronously with peers and around the world. Physically and non-physically, both were attending the world. And conversely, we can say that the explosion of information now available to expand our view of the world. So the result of the ability to communicate globally and the information explosion, education must change, right? So most education might not want to change, but change is essential. But the change is coming. It's a matter of when, not if. So if we accept the change, definitely the development will be. The challenge is to prepare the children of today for a world that has yet to be created, for jobs and yet to be invented, and for technology yet to dreamed. So when we are living in a technological era, in the advanced digital era, we must have some initiatives, some targets, some goals, some fixations for bringing adequate development in the field, the education field. We can also say that the current teaching paradigm of the teacher as the processor and a transmitter of information in shifting to a new paradigm of the teacher as a facilitator or coach. Hmm. Now the concept of the teacher is a facilitator or a coach, is a kind of friend, right? So this new teacher will provide contextual learning environment that will engage the students in a collaborative activities, and it may that will acquire and require communications and access to information that only technology can provide, that in so many things we will not be able to audible to all in a very uh, when there are a larger number of students are there. So the computer and internet evolution is past few years has been strangely fast, and a computer that used to, you may say, to fulfill an entire building in 1965 has about the came computing power in the modern day. In cell phone nowadays you are using excessively in the power of Android phones, and you know that students teaching teachers आगे क्या था ना, teachers teaching students, and now we are talking about the new trends changes uh, that in current scenarios that students teaching teachers, how students perform better when they have the opportunity to tell their teachers what things in the classroom needs improved, what they need, what amount of what teaching learning materials will be more helpful for them, where they are getting more interested. So the contrary to the old belief that students are too young to know that, right? So what they need, we have to identify. So education system now give the student the opportunity to give the pointers to their teachers on how they can better deliver their lessons so that the students can understand it very well. When designed for very in very grassroots level, she will be clear about the concept. So now we can say the concept, the modern trends is bringing that students teaching the teachers in very peculiar and in wonderful form. And it was also found that giving the students the chance in contributing and you may say even raising the classroom rules actually make the students abide with them. When we very strict, when so we can say that the when we are very strict in certain fields, when very strict, you are not getting proper things, and you may say you are not ready to certain things. So the things comes to our mind. So it was found that giving students the chance in contributing and even revising the classroom rules actually make the students abide to them, isn't it? You once employ in your classroom as a teacher, you will see what kind of changes is there. Bringing certain changes, new changes, you will see that students will be more interested, they will be actively participate in the field, and it gives them the feeling that they are actually the part and parcel of that class. So they have a say of what goes in the classroom. And you may note that students tend to follow the class rules now since they had a role in making the rules and regulations. If we will be very strict, if we will be very more stringent, and we can make very rigid in our classes. So the students will face difficulty in expressing her opinion or, or whatever ideas comes to her mind. She may not feel or may not feel well to present her view. So it must be taken into care about when we are thinking about the trends, new trends we are adopting in the teaching learning scenario. And paying close attention to each student's need, isn't it? So it is also a matter of concern that as a teacher's point of view, how much you are intact, how much you are very good, an attentive teacher in the point of view. So it is very much important, right? We can say that paying close attention to each student's needs, right? So when I say that educators are in different levels, they are not looking only. Am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
somehow we are paying
Yes,
close
sir.
attention to each student's needs, isn't it? So we cannot ignore our students because you know that each one's view is important in your class. So he may give the answer according to you, so not according to her, but the answer may not be accurate. But whatever comes to her mind, she's telling. So you cannot ignore anybody's view, anybody's opinion. So just paying close attention to each student is the need of the era. As we are talking about the modern trends in education, educators are not looking at their class as a collective form. They see the students as different individuals with different needs, which is why some students lag behind the other. And when it comes to the lectures, educators can help these students keep up, giving them personalized attention also. So it's a duty of you, it's teacher's point of view, that we can provide adequate information, more facilities, more opportunities there that they will be more interesting to be the part, right? Then their participation level will be developed. So there are just some amount of recent trends in K-12, kindergarten education from kindergarten to class 12 education system. They are promising signs that show the education system in the country improving and no longer stagnant. No longer stagnant. Now, by the day of day, we are adopting some situations, we are bringing some changes, we are using technology. So definitely it's helpful for the learners having a good idea. Fine. And recent other trend you will talk about the virtual or online learning. I'm having in Colombia currently. 40 states of the District of Columbia currently supports online learning opportunities that range from supplementing classroom instruction on the occasional basis to enrolling students in full-time programs. How just think about how the modern system they are following for engaging the students and bringing their potential to out, right? So these opportunities include dual enrollment, credit, recovery, and summer school programs are also there. And it can make the courses such advanced placement and hours. So education is around and everywhere we can get it. Learning the platform is never ended. So the remediation classes available to the students will be there in different forms. And you know that the government of India also taking so many steps, initiatives, as well as government of Odisha also acting very vigorous way to educate the peoples to get the message that how education is playing a very important and crucial role in individual's life on the very first. So both are subject and electives can taken online, many supported by online learning materials, while some online schools or programs are homegrown. So many other contract with private providers or other states provide online learning opportunities, whatever going in India. So full-time online schools also there in some places you can talk about, not in India, but also outside. We can talk about the USA. There is a University of New Hampshire, for north of the USA. So there is the maximum course on online 5 to 99% online and only very that means when you talk about the remedial class, like the remedial class, they are physical. They have to come to the class, the office of the classroom. Otherwise, maximum classes are in online form. Or full-time online schools are there also. Now, following online, as is I'm talking about, students enrolled in the schools are not attending a mandatory school. Instead, they receive all of their instruction and learn all of their credits to the online schools. So now the schools are doing so many things in their life, right? And we know another important thing, you must have an idea about the blended learning through both face to face and online learning opportunities, isn't it? So blended learning opportunities incorporate both face to face and online learning opportunities. So we can talk about the degree to which online learning takes place and the way it is integrated into the curriculum. So it can vary across the schools. It can vary from your school to another school. It can vary from your university to another university. It can vary from IGNO to any other distance courses. So maybe there may be some changes. So the strategy of blended learning, online learning, the blended online learning with the school-based instruction is other is often utilized to accommodate students in diverse learning styles, isn't it? Some amount you are getting in physical form and some amount you are getting in online form. So, to take the diverse learning styles and to enable the learners to work before or after the school work, they are learning before coming the class and they are also learning after going to the home. So in these ways we can say that are not possible for full-time conventional classroom instruction. That will everything will be explained in the physical classroom. It may create havoc in the mind of the learner. That so many things are discussed in the classroom, and you know that our span of attention in a in a period is very less, isn't it? After the attention is gone, our mind blinks. And online learning has the very potential improve an educational productivity. Definitely they are accelerating the rate of learning, isn't it? Is bringing the rate of learning. These strategies can be particularly, you may say that they are bringing our, they are saving our time, they are taking advantages, larger number of advantages. So you can, after all, that the online learning has the potential to improve educational productivity by accelerating the rate of learning. How? Taking advantages of learning time outside the school hours, reducing the cost of infrastructural materials, and better utilizing teacher time. Teacher is also utilizing her time very adequate form in a systematic manner. So these strategies can be particularly useful in rural areas maximally, because you know that some people in rural areas they are not getting proper educations, right? So where blended and online learning can help teachers, basically from the both for the teachers and students in the remote areas, or you may say overcome the distance between the teacher and the students. So if we follow this blended flow of learning, that it will create a opportunity and it will facilitate the learner as well as the teacher to accommodate the teaching learning situation in a very systematic form. And another modern trend in that is, you may talk about the open educational resources, right? So in our day to day, we are when we search an online portal, you are searching so many things when getting downloaded. You can read it, you can download it anywhere, we can go and we can use without any kind of restrictions. So the open educational resources are teaching, learning, and research resources that reside in the public domain, and they are freely available to anyone over any platform, any web. Those are very much free without any cost over the web. So you can say that they are an important element of an infrastructure for learning, right? For learning ପାଇଁ these study materials, portals, PDFs, PowerPoints, anything we are getting in that web portals, they are playing the role, isn't it? And range from podcast to digital libraries to textbooks to and games also we are learning it is. So it is critical to ensure that open educational resources meet standards of quality. It is actually, is it quality of chicken, integrity and the accuracy, how much it is truth. So as with any other educational resources is typed out or not, is it recommending the institution? Yes or not. So you are getting downloaded any material, is it perfect or not? So it should be uh, uh, institutional formation, and that they are accessible to students with disabilities also. Those who are not physically challenged or disabled, they can also download it and save it, and also they can read it. Okay, okay. So we are also in our school nowadays. We are using digital resources as well, right? So schools can use digital resources in a variety of ways, in variety different forms nowadays. We are using in very systematic form, right? To support the teaching learning system, to support the making our education more easier, making our the admission criteria, evaluation criteria, or we may say documenting, recording, and saving the data is making very simpler. So the electronic grade, you may say books, e-books, so digital portfolios, learning games, and real-time feedback, isn't it, on the teacher and student performance are a few ways that technology can be utilized to power learning. Some areas that feedback, the technology cannot provide the feedback in the right time where the student is making mistakes or any kind of things. But in another other ways, we can say that the use of digital resources is helping enough in different forms to improve the way of teaching learning process, having documenting, making admission, and definitely digital source of variety of ways, which is supporting every institutions both in teaching and both teaching and learning process. Right. So recent trends and developments in education, if you talk about very simply, so it highlights that the vital and silent role of education in effectively meeting the growing political socio-economic challenges the society. So the fast development of many situations we can conflict trends can be noticed in the educational system in our country as well as in Odisha perspective also you can see it, right? So there are major problems comes to our mind when we have the trends. So one of the major conflict trend that can be noticed to the cost of education, right? So as the expense of formal education in the educational institution is increasing very fast, so the expense of education via the internet is comparatively low and affordable. So students can have an easy access, cheap access to internet with the help of cyber cafes or Android phones they have, or the various other cheap internet home connections is there. So these schemes available these days nowadays, right? And students are benefited. Students here also go to the school and get the opportunity to download the document, many e-books free of cost, and also they are seeing larger number of videos to develop their knowledge, isn't it? They are getting it in different applications also developed, right? So another differing trend can be traced in the methodology of education, with lots of information to gather and more books to study. ଆମେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼ାଏ ବହି gather କରୁଥିଲେ larger number of books to study in the we have to go to the library regularly. So now students are found more burdened with studying, learning, and grasping the materials and the lectures. So there are enough study materials available in the website. They can download many in a fraction of minutes, right? So on a contrasting note, however, we can say that so much efforts are being put into making the learning process a very interesting and enjoyable one, right? And you know that how students are nowadays they are paying so much interest for this. Yes, we can say yet another conflicting tendency can be found in the what in the result field, right? So roughly in every part of our country, problem that has been raised in the type of education followed by the educational system in India. So it does not always result in offering jobs to the graduates. We have seen that some are well graduated, but they're not getting the opportunity. But the results they are getting. So our education system does not provide the students with any assurance that they will get a job on the completion of their educational degree, isn't it? So we cannot say it. So, however, jobs are definitely being generated by the medium of internet. So you know that when we see when we open internet or any websites, you are getting news information that there is a vacancy, there is a job, and you are applying. You are getting information very easily, and also maximum recruitment or selection procedure are going through the uh, internet, right? So writing articles, web designing, programming, writing reviews. These are among the many job opportunities offered by the internet, right? We are also doing, and you can also have seen another thing that is the education sector in India, that the education sector in India has raised significant attention from different quarters, like the investors, the policymakers, the media, and it all pulled and fulfilled with passion and all the enthusiasm on the one hand and many anxiety on the other hand. So this is the drawback. So if see the education sector in India will see the process of these issues. And another trend, you can internalization of the education process. We are thinking the global citizenship, where the global people and world citizenship. So what will happen? So we have to stress on the quality above quantity, not focusing on the quantity education. But you talk about the quality education, your small book ହେଇଥିବ ଯଦି quality ବହି ହେଇଥିବ ଯଦି ଭଲ ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିବ, so it will be published, so it will be have very good demand in the all over the country. So the internalization of educational process is now being find very less in this system which to be increased, which to be developed. That is the stress on the quality rather than the quantity. Okay. And another thing we can say that maybe increase in the adoption of technologies. So how maximum number of advanced technology you are using in teaching learning process, how you are involving and engaging your students in blended learning scenario or an online learning scenario, how adequately they are participating, how you are assigning duty, how assigning tasks, how you are collecting them, and how you are evaluating in the forum this. So the increased in the adoption of technology also for process for internalization of education. And another you can talk about that increase in the need for professional talent. So how professional you are, how professionally talented you are, how adequately you are managing your profession in a very systematic way that you are developing day by day, you are progressing day by day, you are being famed internationally, nationally by writing books, articles, journals, or anything else, or you are being rewarded by certain golden awards or any prizes. So this is works for the internalization of education process in certain fields. And you know that changing educational paradigm in day by day, we are seeing that education system is uh, day by day is changing. Certain things the students need also changing, teachers are also changing, education environment is also changing, political environment also there, controlling bodies is there, health care problems are there, health and industries problems there, environmental issues are there, globalization issues there, modern technology, modern issues, there virus, and so many things that problems are there. And that the important thing that is research, lack of research also creating hindrance in the life also, in the progress of education, isn't it? Another you can talk about in a policy perspective, national trends, new trends. Then we can see the past, that is the national policy on education 1986. So the national policy on education NP is a policy governed formulated by the government of India to promote education among India's people. So the policy covers elementary education definitely, the colleges in both rural and urban India. The first national policy on education was promulgated in 1968. The former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and the second Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in 1986. It is a full-fledged manner, having a complete national policy on education, having in all the directions, certifying the goals and targets in different recommendation forms. We have highlighted three language formula, the new education policy, modified national education policy, 1960 education policy and actor, the essence and role of education, education for equality, education for women's equality, education for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward caste, the handicapped, the adult education, the recognized of education at different stages, ECCE, early child care and education, elementary education, child-centered approach, school facilities, normal education, secondary education. So many things it has been highlighted in the form of this new trends in education. And also we can talk about that pace teaching, pace setting schools, how you are taking care of the schools, how you are prioritizing the schools, having fixing the goals, targets, and objectives of your school, how you are making it very systematic, very famed and renowned institutions all over the country, how are you creating the focus on it, right? And another thing we can say that the vocationalization is there properly or not, or you are only talking about the vocationalization. You know that the National Policy on Education 2020, the National Policy NPE, NEP, National Education Policy 2020, highlighted in the vocational part of education, right? So, so how education will be more vocationalized, that people will be more benefited. This is the recent things or recent trends which to be highlighted very, very systematically. And another thing that is higher education. If the higher education, so government initiatives, 19 National Education Policy, Program of Action, POA, RT Act, DP, District Project, and District uh, Education Programs, and that Sarva Shiksha, Vision, SSA. So there are so many initiatives given around state government as well as the national government to improve the standard of education all over the country as well. And these trends are working for the open university and distance university. This is a very new thing that some state open universities are there and distance learning centers are there, which are playing a significant role for giving education to the larger number of peoples in every year. And rural university is also another initiative by the government of India. The trend for providing the facilities and the opportunity to those who are the students, those who are living in rural areas, and they are divided from getting the real facilities, which is very common and very the right of the individual if they are not getting it properly. So this kind of things would be a matter of concern. Again, innovation, research, and development. Another thing, without new ideas, without new informations, how will develop. So day by day, the knowledge is being explored, and innovation, research, and development is being uh, the matter of concern. And if there will no development, how will the nation will progress? If there will no research, stress. So this is the innovation, new trend that modern trend. Maximum focus should be given on the innovational activities, the in the research field and the development of the nation. Again, there is inculcation of value education among the learners, inputting the value, inculcating, generating the value among the learners, and we have seen that they are not properly getting the facilities in their day-to-day lives. Like that's why they are behaving very rough in class, in school, outside the school. So you have seen that it could have when developed the inculcation of values, that they will be more respectful, careful for the nation. And books and libraries are also to be opened in all over the country in several institutions, school, college, and universities for bringing the quality of education. Another India media, media and education technology, those are very, very playing significant role. The message which we shared in very few time with her only. So maybe the social media or any media. And educational technology helps us inputting, processing, and for output, all the things in the education, making it easy, making it simpler, making it flexible, convenient, time saving, cost saving. So many positive things are there. Again, we can talk about education and environment. If the climate, if the system, if the environment is not good, so if we talk about anything else, it will be meaningless. So it is very much important thing, have a very positive and conducive learning environment, that where all the learners will be a part of education. Their participation will be increased, their needs will be fulfilled. So a secure environment and education will be provided to them. Then the science education, that science is generally always trying to develop some changes, new rules, regulations, laws, principles, facts, ideas, information, anything else through the laboratory test or any experimentation. So the focus, the trend is on that science education should be given more priority, that to bring innovations, bring changes in our lifestyle, that how we can develop. We are thinking only the development of science and technology. We are taking classes in digital or form of Google Meet, only the development of science and technology. We shouldn't ignore it. And that sports and physical education, sports, and that Niraj uh, has got the gold medal for the India, isn't it? So how the matter of importance is that We are also thinking about bringing changes in folder sports, physical education, games, and activities that the modern trend should be emphasized. The role of youth, that we are the nation having large number of youth people that they are working, and when the people is youth is very intelligent, having very capable of doing anything. So the role of youth is to be known to her, known to him. What actually the duty of her or him is to work, to stay at home, or to work something, or to serve for the nation, or something else, isn't it? And the evaluation process and examinations reforms should be there the matter of new trend that how the system the evaluation will be more simplified, more stressful, more time saving, more easy, that it will save our time, it will save our energy, it will save our cost also to evaluate the learners and to grading them. And also, we are thinking about the examinations deep for bringing certain changes which are students now and facing difficulty in their daily life when they are attending exams in the field practically. So the point of answer. And next is the teacher education. And you know that teacher education here institutions are providing training to the teachers, pre-service teachers. Those were the future teachers of India, and the future teachers of India will treat the future of the nation. As we have listened that the 1964 Kotar Commission, the destiny of India are being saved in the classroom, and we are preparing the destiny builders. So those who will build the future of the nation, if we are training them, so the education system, digital education should be more systematic, more standard, more accurate, and more uh, energetic, that they will develop a potentiality, quality, having adequate facilities and skills that they can manage the school and institute in very smooth form, and they can run the institution very smoothly, and they can manage the institution with the human resources properly, right? So these are the important trends which have been identified in the recent days. Another is Indian education service, right? IES, you may talk about, and I'm talking IAS, IES. So Indian education service is there, that how people are working for the nation, for developing the quality of education, for developing the intellectual clarity among the peoples, for developing the standard of syllabus, curriculum, and all the things we are thinking about. So these all are very, very important in all the sections of our nations, right? So you can talk about the national level, government is taking so many things. In the state level, government is taking so many things. District and local level also, government taking larger number of initiatives for implementation of policies, for governing those ideas, so many things. District and local level we are working a lot. And voluntary agencies and aided institutions are also working and providing helping hand for the development of the nation, right? And educational commissions, there are so many in our uh, country. They are guiding us, they are guiding the torch and working as a front bearer for noticing out and highlighting the work, the duties, and responsibilities of all the teachers, irrespective of any kind of issues. So now we can talk about that. The trends in education changes principally through the advancement and application of knowledge, changing in. So we can talk about that, changing in uh, education, changing in. We can talk about changing in trends. Education is necessarily for the creation, diffusion, and application of knowledge, and for building technical and professional capacity. So the issues help in development of countries being further marginalized in a highly competitive world economy because of the poor quality of their education system. So the education system টা quality হব standard নহব, so we have definitely have to face the issues. So uh, issues help in development of countries being further marginalized. You got it, isn't it? So the nation has a responsibility to put in a place a framework for the education institutions to be more innovative and responsive to the needs of a globally competitive knowledge economy. So the needs of a globally competitive knowledge economy and the changing labor market requirements for the advanced human capital. So we are thinking about a society, or actually we are worried about society, or we're only saying only few words of society. No, we have to change society. We bring development society. We have to work for our nation. So we are only saying or anything, we are working properly. So it is a matter of concern that how you are serious about the society, how you are thinking about the society, the system, and the processes what could be changed, and new changes can be brought for the overall and holistic development of the school as well as teacher and institution, we can say. So it is very much important for all over the peoples or the stakeholders, those who are engaged in the teaching learning scenario, and also those are the part. You can say also the parents, the community members, the teachers, the teaching staffs, the non-teaching staffs also. You can say in sorry, any different forms also, right? So this is very very important, my dear students, and you shouldn't ignore that. Uh, Without innovations, without research, without change, there is no development in the nations. For development, we have to conduct researches, we have to do researches, we have to have innovations, we have to do some steps and activities for the development of our country as a whole, right? So, in my point of view, every teacher should have very positive attitude. Every individual should have positive attitudes to adopt the changes in education as well as in the sphere of teaching learning process, right? So, I hope you got some message about the education of current trends in education and the alternative education. Fine. Are you getting me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So it is very very important to have a idea about the all these things, the alternative system and the modern trends and technologies, modern changes in education system. If we understand the scenario, if we get the message, then definitely changes we can bring in very positive form, right? So I hope you
Yes, sir.
got. Okay, okay. Thank you very much. So any confusion or question come to your mind? I have ended my slides and I have talked also whatever in your class is, right? In this class, in this I hope today is the last class of your this paper, right?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So thank you very much, dear students, for joining this course and having a idea on this societal
Sir,
context of education. You got
excuse me, sir.
hello.
Sir, if any problem, may we ask anytime?
Sure, sure, no issue. Any question comes to your mind, any problem you face, we can ask without any hesitation. Anything when you want to say anything, because I have not seen anybody. Can you unmute your video that who are my students I can identify? I have not seen anybody. The course already completed from the since last class to today. I have not seen anybody who are actually the my students here. Can I see anyone from Bhadrak district? Is there anyone from there? Nobody. Anyone from?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ମୁଁ ଭଦ୍ରକ district ର।
Okay, fine. I am from also Bhadrak, right? So, anybody else from Keonjhar or Bhadrak?
Yes, sir. I am
Sir,
from
I am
Singapore.
the border. Keonjhar.
Om Prakash, where from you?
Sir, Agarpada.
Andapur. Agorpada. Okay, it is Bhadrak, right?
Yes. Okay, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much.
Sir, I am from Baleshwar. Baleshwar Soro.
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
Sir, I am from Anandpur, Keonjhar.
Okay, Keonjhar. Okay, very
Sir,
good.
I am from Baleshwar.
Baleshwar, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
many
pranam. Mo Baleshwaru, sir.
Dosmita Mahapatra Baleshwar, right? Alisa they where from you? Akanksha Sahu where from you?
Sir,
I
pranam.
hope already. Okay, okay.
Sir, pranam.
Hmm.
I am from Jagat. Sir, ଗୋଟେ doubt ଥିଲା।
I hope I have already some students here. My past students are there, right? Some of my students already studied from me during 2019 and 20. Is there something? I hope. Pratibha. Sorry.
Sir, ଗୋଟେ doubt ଥିଲା।
କଣ କୁହନ୍ତୁ?
Sir, ଆମର term end exam ରେ question ର mark distribution ଟା sir କେମିତି କଣ ଆସିବ? କେତେ mark ର କଣ question ଟା sir ଆସିବ?
I am not taking care of that thing. Please excuse me. So that thing will be assigned by your board,
Sir,
right?
selected question କିଛି ଅଛି କି?
Everything is selected. Nothing I can't say that. For if you want to crack UGC NET and JRF, you have to go throughout the syllabus, then you can do it. If you will follow very selective one, so you have to dream about UGC NET JRF, but it is difficult for cracking the UGC NET JRF, right? So go and be broader to have a very broad future, right? Okay.
Sir, exact ଏତେ ଗୁଡ଼ା ବିଷୟ ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ 6ଟା ମାତ୍ର କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଏବଂ ଏଇ ଅନଲାଇନ୍ କ୍ଲାସ୍ରେ ଆମେ ସବୁ ତ ଠିକ୍ ସେ ବୁଝିପାରିନୁ, ଭାବୁଛୁ କେମିତି ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବୁ।
So try. You have to focus on your syllabus. You have to focus on your study materials. What have been shared to you. You have to see all these things, right? So it will take time, but if you start from the very beginning, and it will take some extent of time, but we can do it. Okay, okay. So thank you very much, dear students, for the class, and
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Sir.
sir.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, ଆମର ଯୋଉ
Thank you,
session ର
sir.
progress ଅଛି ଆମେ ସେଇଟାକୁ practice କରିକି ଗଲେ ହବ କି?
କ'ଣ କହିଲ?
सर हम जो चेक द प्रोग्रेस अच्छे माने हम स्टडी मटेरियल तो हम जे सेही क्वेश्चन टाको प्रैक्टिस करबो तो सेटा टर्म एंड एग्जाम पे हेल्पफुल हबो कि?
It may be, I can't say directly, but it may be, but you can practice it for your betterment, but you should prepare holistically throughout the syllabus. That will be helpful for you, right? Pratibha, are you saying something? Pratibha Das. Pratibha Das, are you saying something? Anything?
No, sir. If any doubt in between, then I will ask.
Okay, fine. So thank you very much, dear students. You may leave. Okay?
Sir, one
Thank you.
question, one question.
Okay, Bhagya sir, tell me.
Sir, କୋର୍ଲି ମାନେ ଆମେ ନେଟ୍ ଆଉ ଜେଆରଏଫ୍ ଦେଲା ବେଳକୁ MA କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ କରି ସାରିଲା ପରେ ଦେବା ନା MA ଷ୍ଟଡି କରିଲା ବେଳେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ରୁ ଦେଇ ହବ ବି?
And from the very beginning, after the admission in MA course, you can do it. Okay? ठीक है?
Thank
Now
you, sir.
you are eligible to get, you can eligible to sit in the exam. No issue. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you all dear students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Very nice class.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi,